Happy Wednesday, everyone. So before we get to the fun stuff, I do want to talk about the Nashville school shooting. Don't worry, the second half of the show is really funny. Brian Kilmeade will be here to talk politics. So last night I came across an interview with former FBI profiler Mary Ellen O'Toole, and she backs up something that I've been ranting about every time bad stuff like this happens. She told the Daily Mail that Nashville and pretty much everywhere else should brace for copycat events due to the inevitable contagion effect caused by the media. Adding, quote, threats increase in schools nationwide after a shooting has occurred anywhere in the U.S. Sadly, evil seems to inspire more evil. It's the same reason they keep making more Sex and the City movies. But the media helps. Now, she knows this to be true because after the Columbine shootings in '99, the FBI studied 18 previous school shootings and found that the copycat influence was real in all of them. Turns out mass shooters are as unoriginal as they are disgusting. And why? Because info on these fiends becomes instantly available in minute detail. And what do fiends share a love for? Infamy. It's why they keep press clippings from previous shooters, and also why they boast about the infamy before it actually happens, like the Nashville shooter did. So the media incentivizes future mass shootings by rewarding the present ones. I don't know how you can get any more plain than that. Which brings me to Nashville's coverage. I hate it. Here's the front page of the New York Post yesterday. The timeline of terror shows you minute by minute how the carnage unfolded, complete with pictures of the gunman looking like a gunman. Then you get chilling final text messages from the shooter. You get photos of the victims. You get stories about the shooter's parents. Is that enough? Well, we also got the body cam footage, family members of victims, photos of the classroom pre-rampage. Did we need that? And this is just one paper. Multiply that by thousands. Because it's not just the Post. And hell, I love the Post. They broke the story on Hunter's laptop, and it's the most accurate source for what Kim Kardashian's butt is up to. But this story's everywhere. USA Today, Newsweek, ABC News, CBS, CNN, NBC, they all featured similar takes on their homepages. So it gets amplified online as well as the networks, as social media blasts it into every single phone. It's like Jimmy Fallon at Fox News. He's everywhere, and I'd like to apologize for that. So how long before there's another shooting? And where is the media responsibility in this? Don't they know the science? It's there. The FBI's been saying this for 25 years. The repetition of minimal facts, along with the play-by-play reporting and visual accompaniment, amplifies the story, which informs the deeds of future. In fact, it can lead in all probability to another shooting within weeks. So the only way you can stop this is to show some responsibility in the reporting. Right now, the media functions like a mindless meter maid. And that's no offense to meter maids. After all, they did look the other way when I keyed Jesse Waters' Ferrari. But in a way, reporters are often just writing tickets, doing the job necessary right then and right there with little or no moral responsibility for the future. And it's the same media who, after turning every shooting into a spectacle of infamy, then complains, why does this always happen? Well, because evil exists and you amplify it, you dumbass. You think that repetition of the same old facts doesn't matter? Why do you think we have advertisers? You think we ran the same old friggin' Snuggie ad every 5 minutes because it didn't work? Hell, thanks to advertising, I own 400 Chia Pets.
I've seen them.
Yep. My suggestion, adopt what the World Health Organization advises regarding suicides. Create guidelines to reduce the media footprint, to reduce imitation. Shut down the visuals and have all new info done by press release. No video, no film, no pics, and avoid prominent placement. Stop repeating the same facts. Move on when you run out. It seems you need to make it as boring as a book on tape, like this one. Now, you could cut these incidents in half or more if the media had agreed to do it, but will they? I keep pleading, but I fear there's just too much attention and power to gain. The media lives by the ratings while everyone else dies by them. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She goes from 0 to 60 in 3.5 sentences. Host of Outnumbered, Emily Campagno. He's not the funniest DeVito, but at least he's taller. Writer and comedian Joe DeVito. I thought I had tinnitus until she stopped talking. Fox News contributor Kat Timm. And Gwyneth Paltrow skis down him for practice. My massive sidekick in the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Iris. Emily, I work in the media. I feel like I'm not trying to criticize my coworkers or anything like that. I just wonder, like, why can't we dial this stuff back? What's holding us back?
And there's nothing holding back what we're focusing on. There's nothing saying let's constrict the coverage in general. It's saying let's not put the shooter's name out there on the front page. Let's not put their photo. Let's not publish the manifesto. Let's not create a culture around centering the criminal rather than centering the victims. Everyone, I'm sure, knows the shooter's name. Let's name who actually died that day. Little Hallie Scruggs, Evelyn Dickhouse, at 9 years old, she died pulling the fire alarm. What a brave little hero at 9 years old. William Kinney, Mike Hill, Cynthia Peake, and Catherine Kuntz, who died confronting the shooter, right? Officer Colazzo, Officer Engelbert, Engelbert had just received an award for precision policing, and Colazzo, he was a Marine Corps veteran, and he had responded to the Nashville Christmas Day bombing in 2020. Those are the names that people should revere and honor and remember. Those are the photos that we should know. And it's also, you know, it permeates law as well. That, unfortunately, I have to say it, but the Larry Singleton bill in California, remember, that was derived after the horrible kidnapping and torture of Mary Vincent. And that resulted in there being no parole for someone that tortures someone during commission of a sexual crime, because he was out basically 5 seconds later. The bill was named after him. Why was it named after her?
Right.
Mary Vincent, those are the heroes that we should amplify. So I wholeheartedly agree with you that at least you know the responsibility we have with this position to amplify the good, to amplify those whose memories deserve to be honored, and to absolutely extinguish those that have no place here.
Yeah, you know, finally, Emily says something that makes sense. The amplification of positivity is the one exception to the my media blackout, in the sense that, like, the body cam footage, I think, was valuable because it showed cops doing a great job, and maybe that influences people to become cops.
Yeah.
And I think it's also important to see the murderer get murdered, because I don't think mass shooters actually envision that. Right? So it's good that they see themselves get killed.
Yeah, well, it's sad that ever since Columbine, these losers become celebrities, because when you think of all the things it takes to create something, and it only takes a little bit of effort from a deranged person to destroy. And what is worse to destroy than the lives of children? It's so horrifying. And it bothers me that when these things happen, no one learns. No one's opinion changes, and it's like they have this stupid tweet ready to go.
Yeah.
We have someone who went in and slaughtered people in a Christian school, and people are arguing over, oh, well, what pronouns are most respectful to the murderer?
Right.
We need to stop that nonsense, and I don't know what the remedy for this sickness in our society is, but we've got young people, they're doped up, they've been locked up, they're getting surgically chopped up, and now we're wondering why they don't see any meaning and purpose in their lives. And I don't know what we need to do about it, but I think Emily made a good point. Look to the people who ran toward the gunfire. Look to the people who should be the ones whose names remember. The cops who went in there, they didn't know what they were facing, but they had a job to do to save lives, and they went and did it.
You know, Kat, Joe hits on the thing I think that just drives me crazy in terms of the media. The story itself is horrifying, but the media acts like they've never talked about it before. It's like and they have but yet they repeat the same exact things. That has to happen when you have the, I don't know, the memory power of a goldfish.
Well,
you know, I think that also, if you look at the media coverage, you would think that what happened is somehow a divisive issue.
Yeah.
It's not. Everybody except for maybe those few absolute, total, insane psychopaths agrees that this was just unspeakably horrific. But, you know, there's this narrative coming that Republicans, they just don't care about kids. And I can't speak for Republicans because I'm not one, but as a Second Amendment supporter, I can say that it's, you know, we have a right to bear arms. It's not that, you know, the military and the police should not be the only ones allowed to have guns, which also drives me crazy when people on the left say, you know, all these things about cops, but then they also think that they should be the only ones that are allowed to have guns. I explain that.
Yeah.
And that's what it's really about. And I might get for this, but I don't care. To any conservatives who might be saying this suggests that trans people shouldn't be able to have guns. I know it's only a few people, but I would like to really caution you about calling for the government to ban entire groups of people from their fundamental rights.
I didn't see anybody call for that ban.
No, there's a few fringe people, and it's enough for me to say something about it, because once that starts happening, there's no stop to it continuing.
Tyrus, do you agree that we, in a way, and it's unintentional, or maybe it isn't, we incentivize this for, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, some, I guess, outrage economics, you know?
Well, there's no reason for you to be in this by yourself, so let me take this off. That way no one else gets blamed for what I'm about to say. It's our fault. It's your fault, my fault. We watch turn it off. We don't turn it off.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the first network to say no?
Right.
Right? You're going to lose ratings. You're going to lose ratings, okay? The only picture we should see is that individual with a bullet in his chest crying out for help as they slowly die. That should be the picture. That's it. Once the killer is shot and dead, their story's over. It's done. That's it. Then we talk about the victims. Then we praise the police or criticize the reaction or talk about how we make it's hard again. But that's it. But here's the problem. The ratings, and I disagree with you, and I love your monologue. You're the most brilliant man I know, but you put too much faith in people sometimes. They're not stupid.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're doing. They know if they have at least 6 different shows with different angles on this killer, people are going to watch.
Right.
And then the other networks are going to go, well, guess what? We're going to have 7. And then there'll be 8, and they'll keep going back and forth. And then here comes punk-ass politicians with their, we need to get rid of guns, and, we need to work on mental health. They don't give a damn either, because they're getting checks from the lobbyists, from the NRAs, from this and that, whatever side of the fence you want. So there's only one way to do it. You, me, we got to turn the TV off when they start getting, if the ratings go down, we go down, because no one's going to do a documentary. No one's going to do a documentary on the little girl, her life, she came up and she pulled the fire alarm. Nobody. But they're going to do a documentary on the individual who shot it. And here's the deal. The reporters that covered it, they might get in the documentary too.
Exactly.
So then they get a best-selling book out of it.
Yes.
So they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're just as complacent and could care about other people's feelings as a killer when it comes to making $1. And until we turn it off, this is going to keep going.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.